friends.
Hello.
Hello. So this is any percent cloak. This will get started because we have a quite long cutscene to start. So if we get a countdown.
Yep.
Right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
This cutscene is like 45 seconds,
Yeah.
so this is going to account for part of our
Yeah.
RTA estimate, which
Yeah.
will
If
suck
only-
a little bit. But
Do you
it's
explain
fine.
the category?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Hollow Knight Silksong. If you haven't heard of it, I hope it's spacious under that rock. And yeah, we're going to be doing any percent, so reaching the credits as fast as possible, with the caveat of we're going to be doing the cloak route. So there's actually a way that you can avoid getting the Drifter's Cloak entirely, but it's harder, weird. Does it require a down patch?
So there is the fast route is on down patch. There is
Yep.
an alternate skip
Oh,
you can
yeah.
do with pin pillow pogo, but
It's
you need to
ridiculous.
get.
I pretend I do not see it.
Yeah, you need to get multiple tools, so it is just straight slower. Right.
Also, I'm Isog.
Yeah.
And I'm Kenora, your host. Hello.
Yep. Yeah. So
And who are you?
I'm Insomnia. The cloak route is just a lot more accessible. It's a lot nicer for a marathon, and
Yes.
really for anything outside of overall world record. Like, this is kind of just the cooler category. I'm not biased. And we see Jamie missing a trick there to avoid a mantle. Oh, sorry, to just skip going over the top there, which is pretty nice when you don't get it second try. And we see both of the runners doing all of these dive pogos. And so what they're doing is actually called a neutral cancel. So when you land from a pogo, you get a little bit of a landing stun. But if you're holding no direction, not holding left or right, so if you're neutral horizontally, you can do a jump input and that will cancel the stun. So they're holding down forward, pogoing, letting go forward for 1 or 2 frames, pressing jump in that window,
go around it.
then going back to holding forward and pogoing again, and repeating that. If you want to simulate that at home, you can get a hammer and kind of just hit your hands a bit, and that's just running Silksong early game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Host, I'm hearing both games audio. Would it be possible?
Yeah, I got you. I use so many tablets.
Move game 2 to the right and then left. Yep. And then you should not be hearing bias.
Yeah, I do not have.
Wonderful.
Yeah, perfect.
And we're just coming up to our first boss now. It's like Grozmother if you've played Hollow Knight, but green.
That's true.
It's her elemental palette.
My element is green.
See, we have a ball mower on the couch.
She's green for an amazing reason.
For a
Has
dead
lost
reason.
time. It's the first split.
You can see here this fight's pretty scripted.
Yeah.
Both runners.
Yep.
I screwed it up a
And
bit.
her child is an empath, so we just need to kill Lost Mother, and then the child will also pass away. And then we get to do some more holding left.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That was left. And now we hold right.
Yeah.
And now we get to see who has the better neutrals, because we're going to see a whole bunch of them.
Gonna lose so much time.
The answer might surprise you.
My neutrals were I use audio cues for the neutrals. So
Oh.
hearing Vi's game at the same time, I was getting
was
like
not
double-
helpful.
Speedrunners hate her.
For anyone who's considering running the game, you can jump and then pogo and have it so the pogo animation ends just before you hit the ground by jumping just a little higher, and then you don't have to do the neutral input, and it's way easier on your hands and doesn't lose that much,
Slightly
especially in
slower.
full game categories.
Yeah.
You know, if you're running something like 5 tools that's 10 minutes long and is almost is solely dashless, then yeah, you probably want to learn neutrals. But for any percent, especially starting out, we don't care about 10 seconds in early game when you're dying to high
Yeah.
holes and losing 5 minutes. That's not even a starting out thing. I do that.
Both runners successfully not
God.
falling down the hole in
Yeah.
bone bottom
Yeah,
here.
the bone bottom hole is a rite of passage.
Everyone does it at least once.
Where's that incentive to just have both runners fall through the hole?
Please no.
So coming up here, we're gonna do a little skip using a
Hopefully.
beast fly.
Yep. Yeah, so Mr. Beastfly can be really annoying. It is consistent, I believe, but, you know, hand-operated skill issue can
yeah.
check in.
That's
So basically-
That looks fine. Yeah, yep.
We're wanting to kind of manipulate the enemy to be in a certain spot, to then be able to pogo off of it and reach the ledge that's right above us.
yeah, and like it needs to be a fairly specific height, because if it's too low, you're just not going to get enough height, and if it's too high, you can't get it.
Oh, nice.
And we get a forced encounter with Girl Boss Squirrel there.
Girl ball squirrel.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
She came out, so I'm so proud of her.
We basically just say, yeah, I don't really care. I don't need a map. I'm a speedrunner. I mostly know where I'm going as long as I don't deviate from the route.
Yeah, like
and
missing Beastfly Pogo.
I guess it's worth mentioning as well for the uninitiated. In the top left there, you see the 5 like mask shapes. There are health, and using the taunt function there just to aggro that guy a little more consistently and a little quicker.
Sorry.
And then underneath that we have a school, which you can see on Vi's screen at the moment.
Oh, no.
And that is our silk count. We gain 1 silk for every time we hit an enemy, and then we spend, is it 4 silk for a silk spin?
Yeah, it's full.
Yep.
Yeah, it's full.
I play this game a lot.
Oh, so much.
And is a bind to 9?
It is.
Yeah,
so
bind
our
to
full
9, yep.
is required for a bind, which is our heal, but it heals 3 health at once, and it can be done in midair. So if you're familiar with
which is
Hollow
very
Knight,
important.
it's really strong, but then it needs your entire gauge. And we're coming up now to Bellbeast, who is everyone's favorite.
Yeah, we do.
Or you disagree and you're wrong, but it's kind of fine.
Best doggo.
Not only does it can it also be used in midair, it's also significantly, like, notably faster than the Knight's focus in Hollow Knight. Even just like, especially from a 3-master standpoint.
Yeah.
But even just 1 heal from the Knight is slower than an entire.
So we're counting our damage very specifically here, but hence not hitting on that attack there. So we're trying to do a phase skip. So there's this attack here, and we're trying to kill here.
Nice.
Like that.
Very nice.
Otherwise, it gets annoyed, goes up into the ceiling and the ground, and just drops
forgot
spells
what I'm
for a
doing.
whole bunch, and it loses approximately 3 business years.
Yeah, it's a really long
so
time.
even if we have to wait out an attack just to get the correct damage rotations, that's still way better. And
I actually messed up the
And
damage.
Vi got it through. Nice.
Nice.
The 4 hit too.
Excellent.
I skipped a cycle because I got
Yeah.
distracted.
Okay.
yeah, learning this is basically like you'll learn it, you'll have a period where you're not super consistent with it and it sucks. And then you're fairly consistent with it, and it's a little bit of RNG based on the attacks you get, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But that middle growing period, if you're running something like 80% or just not a super short run, just keep going, because otherwise you'll be miserable clocking in for your shift at the reset factory,
Yeah.
and your late game won't actually improve because you never get there.
And what Vi did there as well, as she kind of mentioned, was intentionally not like because she kind of missed a sort of damage cycle there, intentionally kind of holding back and letting it kind of repeat itself, as to instead of just like hitting it randomly or like just hitting it as much as she could, but because then the attack that they were looking to skip is just that slow and that long that it'd be make it worthwhile to just kind of let it recycle back to what it was doing, so that you can kind of try to get that skip.
Yeah, it tries to phase transition at half health, and we would just get it just above half health.
Yeah.
Do a bunch of damage, and then do a bunch of damage in the phase.
Yep. And so Bellbeast is now our fast travel, not unlike the Stag from Hollow Knight.
Her
but
little
here,
friend.
But we're not going to use Bell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Even
No.
once.
Yeah.
It's an emotional support
Yeah.
fast travel system. And then opening the first of the bells there, and leaving the room and re-entering to skip a bell ringing cutscene, and then the bench spawning, which is our save point, a la bonfires and Dark Souls. You don't dunk in the spikes like that. Just
No?
what you should know.
No, I'm the best at this game.
So basically our early game is focused around collecting the abilities that we'll need, as well as ringing the 5 bells that we're going to need to enter the second act of the game. This game follows a 3-act structure. The third one doesn't exist as far as we're concerned today, as any percent ends with basically the end of the second act. And we're Yep, just entering this area, zooming along.
Do we have-
still pogoing?
Do we have time for some donations?
Yeah, yep, this is a great
Absolutely.
time.
We have for $140 from Dr. Rank. Time for some Pokemon names. $40 for Winx the Espeon, and $100 for Mr. Grizz the Ursaring, which had put Winx in the lead for Espeon, but then we also had $20 from Little Crochet that says, putting this towards naming the Espeon Chading, and good luck, Jamie and Vi.
Lovely. And right now on Jamie's screen, we just saw her luring a flying enemy up there to then pogo it and get to this area. And it basically just allows us to get a faster route through deep docks.
So you can just go through that room. There is
No.
a
Yeah,
platform.
There is a
Don't
build
let
path
there is
through that
fake.
room, yeah.
But yeah, it's fake.
I will admit that I ran 4 Mars shards for a not short amount of time and just straight up didn't know that existed.
Amazing.
But if you just don't miss, it doesn't matter.
What is he doing?
And
Oh.
we basically use this to... Ooh.
Why are you?
So we just had the conversation. You can go. Wait, is that? Yeah,
No,
you can go around.
You can go around this, yeah. You can just. But Fire's replying.
The aura.
The aura.
Come here.
Please don't die.
Speedrun are doing the harder thing because they don't know how to do the intended thing.
Yeah, what is the intended thing?
But also, this enemy has not been playing
lever you
nice.
can hit that lifts a
Yeah,
box up.
it's
Oh,
Oh no.
So not that.
It's fine. The hard save's not too far away.
yeah.
And Jamie just finishing the Farfields?
That is Hunter's March. but-
Hunter's March arena. They're both
look,
green.
it's all in Chinese.
It's all in Chinese.
It's all in
yeah,
Chinese.
exactly.
And yep, so going to be getting our dash ability.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Swift step.
Yes. And we will briefly see the grub equivalent of this game, which is a huge glow up.
Do we?
There is one. I'm gonna go free it.
Oh,
Oh,
so
bless.
definitely.
Yeah, can you go for some more? That'd be great.
This is probably like, the closest flea we come to in any percent
Yeah.
at all.
And then if you like the fleas, I believe a all fleas
Oh.
run did just happen recently at a GDQ.
And yeah,
Yeah.
worth checking that one out. That was very
It's
good.
titled Awoo%.
Yes. You'll
They
find
get
out
it.
why in a second. Wow, spoilers.
The answer might surprise you as to why.
Right, there we go.
And
was
now
very in the
we've
way.
moved on from hitting our hands with a hammer to hitting our hands with a slightly smaller hammer. Because you can pogo and then dash as you hit the ground, and it's also a slightly faster form of movement.
Yeah.
You can kind of split the difference by just doing like small hop dash repeatedly, and you get your dash back and you land, and then you jump dash again. But doing it this way is faster. It's just a little more input intensive, especially if you're a nerd like me whose Hollow Knight bind
Nice.
means that you're doing a like 1-3-2 action with your fingers instead of a smooth roll, but are too stubborn to change them. And
So this
we're-
is Lace.
Yep.
Lace is probably like the first slightly difficult boss in this game.
You mean Green Grub's mother was not? That took me 3 hours.
Unfortunately, I didn't get any lava dunks. That I just forgot to dash. I didn't get any lava dunks. So so for reference, your needle does 5 damage by default. I'm gonna grab that bench for a
Yeah,
heal.
and then you can stagger into the lava and do 40 damage.
Yeah,
I believe.
lava does
40
40 if you can
damage,
second.
which is 8 needle hit equivalent.
And then
That's
our,
like
our
a
Silk
shaman
Spear,
face.
which is the spell we have, is 15 at the moment.
Yeah. So to be clear, Silk Spear is always 3 times your needle.
Yeah,
hit.
that's true.
Yeah. Whereas the 40 is flat. We will be seeing Lace again later, but in that arena,
Wrong way.
there is no lava, but there is steam, which does, I think, 20 damage?
I think it's 15.
15.
It's
yeah.
not much.
And this is after we've upgraded our needle as well, so getting those staggers into the steam actually is a downgrade over...
Yeah, because
yeah.
we get less time to like wail on
Yeah.
her, and then also like you can heal, which
Yeah,
is we really want to do that in the Lace fight. It's really bad.
Just don't get hit.
Yeah, just don't get hit.
Okay.
All right, coming up to the RNG first. If you want to
So
explain.
this is the skill that we skip in the cloakless route. So there are these guys, and they each drop these little pickups, and you need 25
Yes.
of them. And
You're doing
the
so
attacks
great.
that they do have, obviously there's these different attacks. So that one had 6 and 3 of them were easily accessible. This one we could only get a couple, and then that one's really bad because it only spawns 4 and we can't really access a bunch of them very easily. Thankfully these guys do respawn when we refresh the room like this. So we're just doing that, and we just want to do as few cycles, killing as few of these hokers as possible.
I love farming in my speedrun.
Yeah, it's a classic. So we do the Hoka Poker and we turn around
And that
go
is
back
what it's
through the
all about.
transition. No, we got enough. So
Yeah.
the text there goes kind of that golden color when we hit the required amount. We can't read Chinese, but we know that gold means go. And then we get more yapping from our seamstress here, and then we get our ability, and we peace out. This actually isn't a hard save, and, well, it is, but you can quit out before it's a hard save.
so it-
But we went, that sucks. We're not allowing that because we
It's
want
like
to maximize
FPS
fun.
dependent, I
Yes,
think.
it's the period you have is shorter than a physics frame, so it's dependent on your render frame rate.
Nice.
Yeah.
So because it basically removes it removes another skip, and it also isn't very consistent even on good PCs.
Yeah, Hollow
We
Knight
just
and Silksong
no.
have a strained relationship with frame rate dependency because, Jesus, it's rough. And that was an attempt there at 4th chorus skip. Speaking of FPS dependency, unfortunately, this is basically impossible if you're not at 60 or 1200 apparently. But Jamie's just built better and hits it regardless.
And then just dash into an enemy.
Yeah,
And then we're
optional
going to
boss
go right
turns
into
out.
another, like, somewhat FPS-dependent trick, which is really cool.
So the ability we just picked up was Drifter's Cloak. It allows us to float and also use these updrafts to move upwards.
Every time.
It would help if I unmuted myself.
I stole the glory.
Yeah. We both went for it, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying. You,
Me. I was saying Drifter's Cloak, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
I think I explained Drifter's Cloak.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And just timing it there to avoid getting exploded because,
bad.
believe it or not, that's bad. And just some cheeky little pogos on these guys to avoid a little additional platforming.
That
'cause-
airstream explosion is actually kind of annoying because when the explosion finishes, the airstream gets switched out, which means that you get kicked out of the airstream. And when Hornet leaves an airstream, she does a little flip. So
Okay.
she gains a whole bunch of height and goes into the explosion if you're too close to it.
Yep. And now we're in Greymore, and we have
Right.
another ability we're going to collect. Sorry, we're here
skip.
for the bell.
Yes, we're here
not
for a
getting the
bell.
ability.
And here is a skip. One moment. Play. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
really good.
So that skip is basically integral to this route. Otherwise, you have to go do like a really long arena in the room to the right of this.
Another annoying thing about that is that if you mess it up and you try and like freestyle it,
Oh, yeah.
it's somewhat FPS dependent and it's weird.
The
Yeah.
setup for that is extremely specific,
Yeah.
and when you do it right, it goes great, and when you do it wrong, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
when you're learning it, it feels like it's dependent on the phase of the moon and what you had for lunch.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just very precise, and the enemies, flying enemies, their AI in this game and Hollow Knight is so dependent on where you are, and it changes like so much of their slight movements that it can then have a compounding effect for skips like that, where you really need to maximize the height you get.
Oh, there we go.
So yeah, here we have Vi coming up to do also 4th chorus skip. Hopefully not dunking in lava this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good.
So,
That
Vi
trick
currently
is
holding the
annoying.
moral high ground.
Yeah,
It's
I went for the bind backup. So if you
fair
bind, if you bind down to the dash, then you keep most of the horizontal momentum for a little bit, but the vertical momentum gets killed basically instantly. So you basically extend the length of your dash by a little bit, and so we use that. We can use that in some places to get places that we're not supposed to be. You'll see one more of those in Blaster Steps.
And speaking of more, we now have more wing, which is our next boss, and he has this little claws go, and then he will also be throwing some angry frisbees and dashing back and forth, and just wailing out in the stagger there. And we actually are using a trick where we can turn around and then do our needle input. I believe Jamie's using it.
Yep.
Yep. And that just lets us cancel the
lovely.
impact down.
Wow, that's
Nice.
So yeah, we want to lure Morwing into the corner there. Morwing has a, I think, 30% chance of dashing, and if you have Morwing dash to the left, then it sits in the corner. When your Silk Spear hits a metal wall, the end lag of the animation gets cancelled. So you can immediately start slashing or jumping again to do another Silk Spear. So we use that to kind of get as much damage in as physically possible.
Yeah, we didn't see like half of Morwing's attacks. That
Yeah.
was really
really
good.
fast.
Both on execution and the boss cooperating, which is
Yeah.
kind of just what we pray for.
Oh, maybe.
This is not ideal.
Oh, that was a very good
Vi.
backup
That
from
was a very
Vi.
nice-
We're just
Yeah.
saying how
Honestly.
hard freestyling that is, but
That's
How-
hard.
She makes it look so easy.
yeah, yet another moral high ground point for Vi.
Okay, missing the bell is now a moral, not like low ground, so it's
Well, yeah. All right, and then
So-
another
I'm
enemy
so
arena.
self-starved.
They love them in the early game. And we've got the angry sticks.
and in the mid game we could argue.
And
And
arguably
in
the
the
late
end-
game.
Hopefully the flower doesn't the flower is trolling us,
Yeah.
So the flower can just rise up there and just stay
Yeah.
out of range.
Yeah, I'd usually do a setup that kills that flower early, but I didn't have enough silk coming in because I screwed up all my movement in the last game.
And elevators, because it's totally a Souls game. Except if you float in these elevators, you jiggle back and forth like that.
I've never seen that before. That's great.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too narrow, so Hornet gets pushed away from walls when she's floating. So yes, inside an elevator, she just repeatedly gets pushed back and forth.
Everyone needs a
Amazing.
girl boss squirrel.
Oh,
Oh.
that.
See, that's because you didn't wave. So you missed the pogo. And just collecting some soul off these guys here as we zoom our way past.
Wouldn't it be
because-
Girl Boss Waterfall?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
meant.
Okay, I was thinking,
Wow.
I was like, why would it be Quirrell doesn't give you maps?
No,
You're expecting
actually,
a
right
Hollow
after the
Knight
events
speedrunner
of
6 years
it's all
to
Chinese
remember.
when I'm playing it, you know. Right after the events of Hollow Knight, Quirrell actually throws away his needle in Blue Lake, as we see, and then takes up
Buddy.
Cornifer's job.
But
So Jamie doing a skip here to lure,
Nice.
this flower over here, so we can skip up here. Skipping this skips a whole boss.
Yep. Yeah, Sister Splinter is a boss. Only one set of categories sees her, and it's all bosses. This is another fun skip with our bind.
Oh, nice.
There
Very
we
good.
use the bind to sort of sit in midair and wait for that enemy to hit us.
Yes,
through the
that
air.
Sister Splinter skip is great. That was found really quite
nice.
early on.
Nice fight.
Nice.
That was still a nice fight from Vi as well.
It means I've only fought Sister Splinter once, despite
I
running the
Same.
game
I
so
think
many
same.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't run the all bosses
honestly,
categories,
never again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Sister Splinter's in this when you go to look at like an all bosses route or
Listen,
something.
when we get to Gotthard in this game,
Smile.
One day.
like 3 years from now.
Yeah.
And something
You're ambitious.
for
5.
for anyone who played this game closer to launch, Morwing has actually been since kind of nerfed since its
God.
original iteration in the release patch. Namely, its attacks don't do too much of damage anymore.
Most of so its
But, like,
body
not all of
deals
them
to
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
Yeah.
and I believe its hitbox has got consistently adjusted something.
No.
No.
None of the hitboxes have been changed. I think.
Yeah.
I wish.
There's something with the attack frequency.
Release Silksong, they really just had the
Here's what
do
I-
double damage button.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
They just like this early
You get a double
area.
damage.
Yes, it
and you
needs
get a
it.
double damage.
The environmental hazards for this really early on platforming section need double damage, I assure you.
So-
And this is Widow, which is one of the coolest bosses in the game, in my opinion. It's just super satisfying when the fight goes well.
And when the fight doesn't go well, you go where? Of course, you back scuttle. Okay.
So Widow does have some attacks like this one that will do 2 damage.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
this is
and Jamie doesn't
definitely
do
careful
healthy,
territory.
That was too close.
No,
Yeah.
and the heal got cancelled.
Ah, no.
Well, that's a chance for Vi to catch up.
Yep. Tactical
Yeah, so
throw.
we go back to the hard safer.
Tactical shortcut?
I can
Yeah.
now only think of
It was
Golden
RNG
Pearl
manipulation.
and not qualify.
Yeah. For a lot of this game, we have sort of the excuse of being under-equipped for the speedrun. For Widow, no. We have the exact same equipment you have in casual, which kind of speaks to how little... Oh, okay, let's start. How little the game
depends.
gives
You
you
might
in
have
early
Beast
games.
Crest.
You could have Beast Crest,
Mr.
and
Beast
you could
Crest.
You
have
can
it,
have gold
have it
hit
worse.
plus 1 health, maybe?
But even then, like, when so many things do too much
I
damage,
know.
going from 5 to 6 kind of didn't really feel like it really improved that much.
Nice.
Oh, that hurts.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, using the down dash there to just squeeze past the enemy is really nice.
What's
so,
that?
I'm upset.
But yeah, no, Widow, very cool. There is a screen skip for the phase transition there's an easier one that's a bit random and then a harder one. I'm not sure if we're going to see either or both or neither, but we will figure it out.
Nah, I don't go for it. I won't do it.
That is low-key one, but I get the up skip. So it's honestly not too bad.
Nice.
Go, now I
you
don't
go
have
for it,
the
go for it, go for
gear that's rosaries that I have.
And no spear. See, that's the
Yeah,
universe
I messed up
punishing
my
you.
timing.
So I might take this time to explain. One of the main ooh, maybe not.
We're fine.
Nice.
Yay! Jamie, do you want to explain like the double dash thing?
The double dash.
Like,
Mario
Oh,
Kart
Ed.
Double Dash?
Mario Kart Double Dash is my favorite video game.
Hell yeah.
For the
I
Nintendo
genuinely do
GameCube.
not understand what you mean by double dash.
So one of the main ways that we're whoa.
Yeah, you can just go under, go right.
Okay.
Okay, yay.
Yeah.
Okay, yay.
One of the main ways that we're going to be dealing damage is by. You know what, I'm just gonna...
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. So, when you pogo an enemy, when it collides with an enemy, you get a small amount of iframes.
Too slow for this.
You can use that to dash. You'll have seen me use it a few times already. You can dash, and you can go through enemies while doing so. And additionally, every time you dash, it instantly resets your needle cooldown. So rather than waiting for the standard slash timing, you can immediately slash again after dashing. So we'll use that. We can pogo dash through an enemy, turn around and slash back, and you basically just get 2 hits for the price of 1 and get to relocate to the other side.
Yep. And Jamie just there picking up the needle in, which is the dream nail at home. And we're going to be using this at a few points, mainly to interact with the 3 people with the melodies. I don't know what they're called.
Conductor, architect, and the other one. Vault
Dreamer
Keeper.
at home.
Dreamers
Yep.
at home. As opposed to the other dreamers at home.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's Void Heart at home.
It's like an onion, you know. It has layers of dreamers at home. Right.
Vi taking a safety heal there.
And not getting hit out of it.
Yeah,
is
appreciate
helpful.
it.
Did that hit?
I don't know. I don't think so.
There we go.
But nice.
Nice.
So one of the things about her in phase 2 is that she can only ever do 2 attacks before dashing across the floor and doing a 2-hit. So you can like preempt that and use that as a time to heal, which is really nice, which is what I attempted to do there.
Yeah. The all the enemies in this game have very complicated AI. We call them spaghetti flowcharts.
Yeah, because they look like that.
But especially in Silksong, there's a very complicated attack selection mechanism where it ensures that attacks have a maximum number of... You have... certain attacks will appear every N attacks, and some attacks will have a limit on how many times it can be selected in a row.
Yeah, there is a infamous THKFSM image with was it like a guy holding a diploma?
Yeah.
Just like need to understand the THKFSO.
So if you ever visited Acme's Game Worlds exhibit, you would have seen the same thing but for Trobio, which is really cool.
Wow, boss spoilers.
So Jamie just picked up a needle upgrade there, which is going to increase our damage.
Yes, so
quite a
Last
lot.
damage upgrade.
yes, so the so we start with our needle broken. When broken, our needle does 5 damage. Each needle upgrade you get increases damage by 4, with a asterisk that every individual enemy in the game has a scaling value based on the level of the attack you hit them with. So if it's a needle-based attack, so that's both your needle and silk skills, then it will scale to your needle level. And if it's a tool, then it will scale to how many crafting kits you have.
So critics would say that this system is needlessly complicated, and Team Cherry, when posited with this, said, "Nuh-uh."
It is somewhat commonly used in FPS games called a defense modifier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit complicated.
Yeah. So there we just rang our last bell in Sherwood. We needed to ring all 5 bells to get to allow this door to open. I'm gonna be doing another bind skip up here. Oh, I have a wind, lovely.
Yeah, Jamie asked me before this if I was familiar with the route, and I said, it rings a bell.
About 5 of them, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first skip. Here is Blasted Steps 2. We're gonna go up here. Lovely. And then we are going to... I have wind here as well. Incredible.
Easy mode.
Wow.
Yeah, so both of those are possible without the wind blowing you to the right, but the wind just makes it much more
easier,
lenient.
yeah.
It is just entirely RNG whether you get it or not. It's not worth waiting for wind, but it is nice to get both of those for free.
So this patch is superior because you can skip specifically the needle upgrade.
Yes,
Cutscene.
yes, that cutscene.
Oh,
Other
they let you
cutscenes,
skip it now?
yeah.
In this patch,
I think it was like 29242.
Yeah, it
they
was like
made
2
them
patches
skip
ago.
it. Yeah. But yes, now we're coming up to the main entrance to the Citadel. So for reference, the subcategory we're doing, which is Cloak, this does this route to get into the Citadel because it is just plainly faster if you have to pick up Cloak, because we're already going near all the bells. The Cloakless category actually takes the back entrance through the mist and through the exhaust organ, fighting Phantom, which is sort of a neat alternate way into Act 2.
so this is a really cool nod to the design of the game that you can enter Act 2 multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And like, it was genuinely really interesting to hear about other people's experiences when the game launched.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a 50-50 between Fountain Sinner's Road and Pitzer Exhaust Organ, and Fountain Sinner's Road when I'm not supposed to be here and went around. And then there's the I'm not supposed to be here. Don't tell me what to do, I'm going to persist. And
Oh, no.
That is like possibly
So that's...
Jamie, what are you doing?
That is.
What's that?
Oh, 'cause
We
you-
are much closer now.
Yeah.
I at least have the shortcuts open.
That's true.
Yeah, so Judge is one of the scarier deaths
Yeah.
in a marathon
Yes.
setting.
That's
It's not
why I'm
typically
gonna
a
get a
death.
safety bench.
Yeah, so we typically have very little safeties until Act 2. And even then, the benches are still a little ways from a lot
Yeah,
of the...
even with the safety bench, last judge is
Oh, the
fairly
nice
infamous of
safety,
having a
I don't think I'm
quite a
gonna make it
lengthy
without the
run back.
I'm
Yeah, Team Cherry did make Silksong as a nod to anti-homeless architecture. So many of the benches cost money. It's crazy. Like, early game is just miserable. You try and get to a stag, give us money. You try and sit down and take a break, give us money. And they wonder why Hornet never goes outside. They've just eliminated all third spaces for young people.
And there are some benches as well that you have to pay to use, and then once you've used them, will go back down and you have to repay them to use them again.
Yeah, that area is just like thinly veiled critique. There's also a like confessional which you can pay rosaries, and it's like, maybe just don't do bad things. Is that?
It's something like that.
And
Yeah.
then
It's
you
like
find
don't
the
commit
other
sins.
side of it, and it's literally just like a pre-recorded speaker.
Yeah.
There's also a treadmill where you can run on the treadmill for like a not short amount of time for one rosary.
I think
Now-
it's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 30
Ridiculous.
seconds for one rosary.
That's my favorite Super Paper Mario. Paper Mario that's the door.
Yeah.
No, it is Super Paper Mario.
Super
Like,
Paper Mario
Yeah.
has the mansion where you run the
Yeah.
hamster wheel.
Yeah, so one rosary for context. Like, I can't think of like the pickup that you get in Moss Grotto, the first area of the game, is worth 30 rosaries. So that's what, like 15 minutes of running on the treadmill?
It's absolutely ridiculous. Silksong is basically a big story about how capitalism owns everything.
Yeah, it's the
Instead, give you
wow,
charity.
wow, a great game about like
Nice. Good one.
changing your fate, and this is that capitalism sucks. All right, and
Right.
that's what a dead last judge looks like. Also, quickly, the 5 little things on the door there in the cutscene we played with the needle in at the start. That is why we needed the 5 bells. Each of those corresponds with one of
I
the 5
don't
bells.
want to be here.
That is my
Correct.
tip, especially right. Yeah, that
Yeah.
right side's just painful.
That was an interesting stagger.
And that very Chinese text said Act 2.
Which is
That
a very
was,
Chinese era of our lives.
Mind blow playing this casually for the first time, and we're like, oh my god, this was so much game. Into Act 2. All right, I know what a 3-act structure is. How big is this game?
And then you don't see Act 3 for like 20 years.
Oh, yeah, like 40 hours of gameplay, just about, yeah.
I just realized the Discord pings I kept hearing in my
There we
own
go.
run last time was my own tablet.
Oh,
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't the runner computer that I thought someone might have opened Discord or something. It was my own tablet sitting in front of me about 2 inches.
I did
That I had.
send
Then
you-
I had the.
I did send you a Discord message to try and see if that set it off, and it didn't.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you
it was
for your
coming from
valiant
stream
efforts.
as well. So I think it was actually your
Yeah, but like
PC.
because I was hearing it in my headphones, probably from the feedback of my own mic.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was the computer that I was sitting at, not the computer I was sitting in front of.
Speaking of which, do we have any donations?
We should do. We have $50 from Gasp141424 without any comment, but we appreciate you all the same.
Thank you. That's one of my friends.
And we also have $45 from a Kiari.
I see.
I see.
I see Kyrie. Oh, I see Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Good luck to both runners. I'm so sad I couldn't be there in person to watch, but you'll both rock it. Shout outs to my amazing partners as well. Love you both.
Hell yeah. Shout outs, Big Dog.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Shoutouts to our lovely girlfriends.
I just so habitually muted myself after I read donations.
You're on a couch. You can
Yeah, she is
what
going
am
to
I
kill me for that pronunciation.
That guy was just in the worst possible position.
We miss
he
you,
can
Kyrie.
he can just be
I
on
forgot
that
that there's
ledge.
a better bench that Jamie told me about.
My bad.
Whatever. It's fine.
Okay. I've missed
It's
this
fine. I
cycle.
just won't die to
Doesn't matter.
dances.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
And then we have the cassette pickup rooms here, where there's these little platforms that go in and out of reality based on the little pendulum swing below them in a rhythm.
Yeah, the
Nice.
whole of the Citadel is very much structured around mechanical musicality, I like to call it. So we have sort of the pendulums in the choral chambers, and then we're about to get into the cogwork core, which I
I
don't
love
think I need to
cogwork
tell you
cores.
what's there.
And we see Jamie pogoing through those grand reeds.
Grand reads.
Yes,
I
grand
think.
reads.
Yes, I know. I know so much. But yeah, pogoing through them using those Pogo Dash iframes, which is just really nice because when you try and jump over them, they can be annoying. And then getting damaged intentionally there just to get control during the stream. And these are the cogwork dancers, which are pretty cool little robots.
Pretty cool into pretty
Yeah.
sad little
Yeah.
robots.
That first phase is fully scripted. This one's like half scripted, if I don't
I'm
mess it up.
completely different.
ManicJamie.
Yeah, this is
yes, I- oh,
part of
nice
the
parry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now they're going to go out of sync, so we're going to switch to this one because this one stands a little bit longer. If I... Okay, well...
And you'll see Jamie's focusing one of them at a time. Yeah, they do have separate health pools, but you only need to get one of them down to 0.
Yep, that
per
can
phase.
be a bit annoying for the attack where they combine in the center, but when they don't do that, it's really easy to track, which is weird.
I believe it does the same amount of damage to the attack in the center.
No, but which one's which?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that is learnable.
Not
If
for
you,
me.
which you would know if you run it.
It wasn't learnable back 3 weeks after the game came out, so it's not real.
All right, don't quit out
Why do
early.
I heal this? Don't quit out?
I do quit out. I was
Do
telling
quit out.
myself not to quit out early. Because, yeah, if you quit out too early there, you lose the fight completion.
And there is a
Gonna-
saying for that. Womp womp.
Okay, fine.
I was a little scared to buy there because this boss
Yeah.
does 2 damage. Whoa.
Yeah, and this cutscene here is basically the 3 people with the melodies that you need, basically saying find my pages, brackets, sheet music pages, and that's going to dictate basically everything we do for Act 2. Ooh.
That is a rough death.
If I had a penny for every time 3 ominous figures would hover over us and tell us the main plot of the overall Act 2, I'd only have 2. But it is a little odd that it's happened twice.
That's a shortcut that will help us later, and by help us later, I mean when I inevitably die to Provio.
No, you'll lock it.
That was just nowhere
So
near the
that's
correct
not
movement.
Provia.
Yep.
And then there's this little room that she's going through now, and it can do the spinny, and it opens a completely different path. It's really cool exploring this area casually. I think Citadel's kind of one of the strongest parts of the game for overworld exploration.
100%.
Which is good because you spent like all of Act 2 there.
Yeah,
Basically.
If you haven't played the game, play the game. If you have played the game, consider speedrunning the game. And if you have speedrun the game, my condolences.
hey, kettle, pop collie.
What is happening?
No. Do a 5-tool speedrun if you do plan on speedrunning the game.
Do a 5-tool speedrun.
Propaganda is so successful.
Do a 5-tool speedrun for like 2 weeks and then never touch the game again for 2 years.
Yeah. Jamie, you're British. A propaganda is just when you get a good look at something.
Yeah. Well, let's not die to man in back.
That also took me a bit. I was like, what do you mean propaganda? I get it.
And yeah, that is our 17,000th arena, I think.
On the plus side, I think there's
Please.
only
was-
2 arenas left.
No.
Yeah, one of those is like...
Yeah, one of those is the arena, which you will understand.
That was only the 16,999th arena. Please, we're almost at the 17,000th arena.
Alright. So now we're just going to be going through the Whispering Vaults down to Trobio. Trobio is one of the hard required bosses for a really weird reason, just because the path to get to one of the cylinders is just kind of behind an elevator, and you can only unlock that elevator by killing Trobio.
Yep, and running past a quill there, which you get when you're learning True Ending, because then you have a map and you can figure out where the hell you are.
So we're coming to Trobio. This is an awful fight. Trobio has a lot of 2 damage attacks. A lot are very difficult to read and react to, and a lot of the hitbox is just a little bit scuffed. Hopeful. And he can also just disappear for half the fight, and you can't do damage.
Like that.
Like this. And do that, so you can't do anything. And yeah, that's just, you can't do anything about that. Oh no.
Okay, but like, he's kind of got that on.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately,
yeah,
he
he
has
is
got
the
incredible swag.
theater kid
Some,
representation.
Yeah.
No floor skill.
I love Provio as a character. I hate Provio as a boss.
Yeah. He's kind of got Grey Prince Zoe energy of like, he's weird and erratic and clearly just a little bit silly.
Trobio can be your angle, or Trobio can be your devil.
I
die.
Violet trying to die for the sad phase.
What?
I did it in practice like 3 days
Oh
ago.
no.
There we go.
Oh, we get to see the sad attack.
Bye-bye.
Murder
Yeah.
before the sad attack.
Yeah, that fight casually, that final phase is just tragic.
That's
Because you
not
killed
quite how I rolled
the
that far.
I
one and they're just like can't do the dance combo
Yeah.
attack alone, they just kind of fall.
I remember I was at a friend's place while they were still casually getting up to this point, and I decided to do a quick speedrun on my Steam Deck, and I had the audio blasting through the Steam Deck the whole time. When I got to phase 3, I paused it, put the audio all the way down so they didn't hear it, and then finished it, and then acted like nothing happened. And then 5 minutes later, they got to phase 3. They were like, "How did I not hear this when you got to this?" I was like, "Because I muted my game so you couldn't." They're like, "I hate that."
Amazing.
Right, this is the thing that we need Cloak for. That's it.
Yep.
That's the only
Thank you, Cloak.
requirement for
Yeah,
Cloak in the
you
entire
used to
game.
be able to just get up there,
yeah.
which is what we do in the down patch run, but
Yeah.
then Team Cherry saw it and were like, clearly casuals are going to dash into this wall at a very specific height and angle, use it to pogo a lever, which you can just activate and no longer do. So we need to ruin it for speedrunners. Thank God that's never happened before or again.
They
Smile.
like Hollow Knight, is the down patch in just the Steam meta menu as well? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
no,
not
no.
none of these. So the so far we haven't had any major, mainly because each category has its own optional
Yeah,
patch
okay.
right
Yeah.
now, because different speed techs
Yeah.
got patched out at different times,
Straight up downloading my
while-
depots.
adding more time save. Right.
And
Get this,
hitting a
please.
skip here, hopefully. Nice.
Yeah.
So that avoids going all the way to the right, all the way back left. We just climb up the wall and then use our new harpoon to zoom on along. So the harpoon costs 1 silk every time you throw it, and it obviously is like a really, really long dash, but you can chain multiple of them together with good timing and barely lose any light. So by getting a ton of silk, we can then just cover huge distances that the game wouldn't otherwise expect us to, really. But what's rough about it is that you only naturally regenerate to 1 silk, because we only have the 1 silk heart we got from Bellbeast. So when you need 5 harpoons chained together, if you miss it, you kind of just cry and go the long way around, which isn't too big of an issue here, but for other sections where you might want to do multiple chained harpoons, it can be really, really annoying.
That's wrong. That's very wrong.
And using that new harpoon ability, we're going to be going
Into the spikes.
into the spikes and then into the spikes, and then
Okay, there we go.
going to get the silver psalm cylinder, which we'll use to get one of the 3 melodies we need.
Probably got the trivia safety bench. I think
And
I will.
this area has steam because we haven't killed what's her name?
Phantom.
Phantom. Yep.
You're such the game knowledge haver. No.
Yeah.
Phantom. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't do this in
Here we
practice,
see
okay?
speedrunners.
There we go. That's our sacred psalm cylinder. Let's try saying that 5 times fast.
No.
No.
Wow, you just got it really wrong.
No.
All right, and then just a little bit of movement, and we're going to turn this psalm cylinder in, and there's a guy that'll play it for us, as well as in exchange for some money, I believe.
Yes, for some
very useful
320
money.
rosaries and
$1
no
billion.
more.
And
Instant
yeah,
tornado.
Yeah.
rosaries are our money. Then we also have a different currency called shell shards, which the more bestial kind of savage enemies tend to drop. And they're used for tools, something we don't get any of
No,
in this
so
run.
we
Yeah,
we also
don't.
know.
Yeah, we don't spend a
Barely
single
spend
rosary
money. Yeah, exactly.
except for safety benches.
Yeah.
And we do not get any tools, so there is no use for shell shards either. Did
Yeah.
I miss one of those? Did I get a slow cycle there?
But yeah, the rosaries are our money, which can be exchanged for goods and services, but for us it's just for safety benches in any percent. In 100%, we need to grind them for half an hour or something ridiculous. I think that number has come down a little, but it's not
Yeah,
great.
like they're mostly getting them as they go now,
Yeah.
but it's still a lot of time spent on rosaries.
Yeah, it also
Trivia-
means that you're using the Sonic mode of if you get hit, you lose money, I believe.
Trivia on Vice Green is kind of
There we go.
really emulating as to why Trivia was such an annoying boss to
I
fight.
think I got hit by every single tornado
No.
attack that he did.
You missed. You dodged one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were a few there where it was like the moment he got out of the stagger, or like the
Yeah.
moment like right at the beginning as you're like doing your initial hits on him, and he just immediately goes into that tornado attack, which when you're standing like right next to him horizontally, it can be really tricky.
Dodge that.
Yeah, the
Genuinely.
hitbox comes out very quickly,
Yeah.
and there's not a very visible choreograph, especially if he's up against the wall.
And when it hits it twice, it's it's rough.
I do a setup for the start of the fight that's very similar to Lace 1, and it does, like, it counters most things and not that. So,
This section that Jamie's doing is called Cogwork Core, and it is very, very difficult platforming. It's far harder than any of the platforming needed for the regular ending of Hollow Knight. It's really more like White Palace Path of Pain tier.
And
But you just have to do that.
Yeah, I did not expect that to go as smoothly as
Yeah,
it
that
did.
was brilliant.
I wouldn't know. I'm pretty much having
switch
to.
that way a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like I can see like the left third of JV's screen,
Amazing.
and then all of Vi's. So
In this section here, there was these 4 big like song cylinders, and you had to align them so that the musical notes all fit. We just memorized the numbers, or if you're like me, you have the numbers in your splits as a like split name, and then you just look at that.
the fact that they were fixed and not just completely
Yeah.
random was kind of
blessing.
wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they were random, that would be absolutely
that
disastrous.
would be so bad. We would have to have, like, a sheet reading crash course for speedrunners.
And you know that
Good.
there would be
Yeah, good. Yeah, I feel like that would have been right up your alley.
you know there would be some like, oh, they can come in like fully perfectly set at a like super low
Oh.
chance, and then it either bricks your game or saves a ton of time. And then
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, look, you just pray and you have like a 1 in 10,000 of world record. Good luck.
Right.
Okay, well, I missed that and lost, like, a bunch of time.
But that is our second of the melodies.
Oh,
That
no.
one's
What is
Architects,
that?
I believe.
Sorry, yes, Architect.
Yep.
Okay,
I
it's
know.
fine.
I know things.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get the conductor's melody.
Yeah.
So we have another platforming section. This one thematically quite different, and with more enemies trying to hit us into spikes, which is always really, really fun.
Yeah. Fortunately, we
that
try
been activated?
we try
Violet's
and
got a
run
friend, an extra friend in
as
this
far
arena.
as we
That's
can.
fun.
Normally we trap this guy outside the arena to, like, steal soul from, but not this time. Steal soul.
Collector reference? Trapping an enemy outside the arena to get soul?
Missed that cycle.
Doesn't he trap them in the arena?
No, we trap a fly outside the door, and then after the fight,
Ah,
we
yeah.
dream nail it to heal up because Collector dying takes like 3 business years.
So this game is Hollow Knight Silksong, by the way.
Yeah, all things are the same. Like, really
Time
cool
is a
trick
flat
coming up
suck.
here.
No, I don't do this one. Sorry.
Oh, boo.
I'll go for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so there's a that spike is slightly misaligned, and there's just Hornet's width of space between the spikes, so you can do a precise lineup to down dash through the spikes. Between the spikes and the that disappear and the static ones, and it's really cool, but also very precise and loses.
And this is Maple's arena.
Yeah, so this is the arena I was talking about earlier. This one is
It's the 16,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the infamous arena. If you've played this game, you know how painful it is.
What is happening?
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of the Colosseum at home.
Yeah.
It is very long and full of some very big enemies.
If the Colosseum was required for the story.
These guys there, they can steal your silk, which is bad. I believe that if you go and clear out the nest of them, they don't appear in this arena casually.
But I think it takes so long.
It's so much worse
I
than
think
just doing it.
Wait, also acquire wings or
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah. Also, they're kind of the least threatening thing here. These guys, the Maestros, Maestro or Polaris?
Maestro. Yeah.
Maestro.
Oh wait.
They
What?
say
They say Polaris. They are
Okay.
named Maestros.
Yeah,
my
these
God.
guys suck.
Yeah.
As soon as you have 3 things spinning in a circle, it's just over. These guys are the big ones we're talking about. These have quite a few attacks, quite a lot of health, and basically everything is double damage.
When there's only one of them, they're fairly manageable.
Thank God there's only one.
Yes, thank God there's
God.
only one.
So that's it done. Wait, it keeps going? Yeah, so that was the halfway point.
Yeah.
So you want to try and learn what they do casually? I hope you're ready to do this arena like a
Many
bunch of
times.
times, yeah.
And I would argue, like, even, like, you can get to this arena with a fair amount of equipment, and it still takes you a lot. I would argue there's still a harder arena in a full completion look of it.
If you're the one I'm thinking of, then yeah.
It's the fact that there's a whole boss fight at the end of an arena in the end game, and like that one took me honestly far longer than High Halls, even with all the equipment that I had at that point.
Yeah, if you're struggling casually, there's this thing called Dreadstorm.
No, they nerfed that.
They
They
nerfed
nerfed that so
If you're playing
hard after
casually,
release.
there's not this thing called Dreadstorm.
If you're playing casually, down patch, there's the thing called Red.
Port the Sending Dagger.
Just
Play as the knight. Yeah. Get shake for it.
Yeah. Thank God there was only one of these guys.
Yeah.
So
Two of them would be so much harder to
really
deal
bad
with.
if you get cornered now, because one can do a jump attack and one can do any other attack, but wait, go we with those.
Nice.
That is the really scary thing that you
Yeah.
practice 800 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Because if
even then
you-
it can still go very wrong.
Yeah, if you die, especially if you die to the last phase there, it's like 2 or 3 minutes
Yeah.
of just the arena, even though we took the safety bench right beforehand.
Yeah, like for context, Jamie was doing this in my room last night, and it wasn't going great. Like, if you're not on, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
And that is, in no way a criticism of her ability. It's just hard, and
Oh,
you're
yeah.
trying to go fast, so you're not taking safety heals because you want more spears. And yeah, you just explode if you get looked at funny, because you know how you end one wave is going to affect your resources for the next, going to affect how you have to react to everything.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
And then you might, like, even playing casually, like, you might find that you want to bring a different spell or a different breath because, like, it maybe helps counter the bigger guys, but then maybe all the other enemies are causing issues, and then you bring different tools to help with those, and then you don't have the things against those, and
Yeah, you
it's-
figure out what waves you can leave one enemy alive on, and
Yeah.
then hit them just with your nail a whole bunch of times and fill up on soul and potentially health.
Yeah. So this is cinema.
Yeah.
So we've collected all 3 melodies, and now we're going to play the melodies to this elevator. This is the final 2 boss fights as well. So the end of this run, Act 2 is very much you run to Trobbio, kill Trobbio, get 1 ability, and then it's just all you do. You do Cogwork Core platforming section, and then you just go do High Halls Arena, Lace 2, GMS in a row.
Yeah.
So it's very boss heavy.
Any percent basically sees like 5% of Act 2. You just do the requisite bosses and then zoom. If you watch like a true ending run or something, they spend most of the time in Act 2 because there's just so much more you have to do. Again, this game's amazing. Play it if you haven't. If you're not a fan of the genre, unfortunate. Maybe still play it. I unfortunately started with Hollow Knight and then have played Silksong. And so I'm kind of just doomed that 80% of the Metroidvanias I play, I'm like, I could be playing Silksong.
I'm going to let this cutscene play, because let Lace
Have you
Aura
played
pass.
Mio yet?
Mio?
Mio is very good.
I have not.
I do have a very topical donation real quick on the playing the
absolutely.
game. We have $50 from Kate Latte. I have not yet finished playing this game, but good luck sensing it.
Well, why are you watching?
Shout out.
Actually, you've got, I assume you have 2 monitors, one for this, one for Silksong.
Actively,
but yeah.
currently playing Silksong
Shout
right now.
out to Kate, very talented Tony Hawk speedrunner and a frequenter of AusSpeedruns events. I think she's done runs for like the last
I
3.
think you're mixing up your cake.
Yeah,
But
different
Kate Latte,
Kate, yes.
not Kate. yeah. I mean, Kate is also
Yes.
but the other AusSpeedruns events, Kate mainly goes to PAXs.
Yeah.
Kate's great as well. It might just be a thing with the name.
They have the
They're all
same
great.
name. What?
But
One
Kate,
of them has.
Kate,
One of them likes lattes.
it's a different
Because they're
spelling.
from Melbourne.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I assume. I don't know.
Is Vi going
Anyway.
for it?
I think Kate was from whatever.
Yo, that's so
Yo.
good. Vi.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure Kate. I mean, at least is in Melbourne.
I was trying to look over
thought Kate
while
too.
doing this too.
That was an interesting plan.
Yeah, Lace 2 is basically Lace 1 but faster and more aggressive and more damaging and more healthy and more. But the
Harder,
arena
better,
is
faster,
like
stronger.
There we go.
actually
Thank you.
fire.
More Lace.
It's such a cool fight.
Yeah.
Lace is probably one of the most satisfying bosses in this game to fight casually because when you're in that flow state, when you're playing really well, it just all comes together. And like I say, the arena's just so cool in a field of flowers. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool. Wow, Lace 2 is so cool. I wish we got to fight Lace again.
Yeah, she's so nice. We can fight her twice. Definitely only twice.
Yeah.
There definitely isn't another rhyme that works with that joke.
And yeah, Jamie now getting ready to face the final boss of the 80% run. And Vi is
Yeah, this
fighting
this
the real
platforming.
boss of 80%.
Honestly, like some people, I remember like kind of harken High Holes Arena to like 80% Watcher Nights. No, like
Yeah.
it's so much worse.
Thank you for healing Vi.
Thank you for not dying.
I mean, High Holes Arena at least has a lot more of it scriptable. But yeah, if you're going just like trying to do it, it's definitely harder.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Or I can remember like, as well, like casual high holes was being referred to as like 80% Watcher Nights. So like
Oh,
with
right, right.
with like more equipment, like and so like I can kind of see it, but even then, like it's still a lot to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have been desensitized to how hard any percent Watcher Nights are for
That
the
is
average
true.
non-Hollow Knight runner.
Yeah.
Because they can be quite something to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they have spawned many a copy pasta by themselves.
All right.
So was high holes,
Get
surely.
down from there.
No? I'd assume.
Yeah, the Beltros love flying so high.
Yeah, that's the when you don't have sort of an upspell equivalent in the game. Certainly, even at this point, yes, I know. That was the joke.
Not much. What's up spell with you?
And like that was kind of what I was talking about earlier as well. Like even playing casually, if you bring a different spell that might help with vertical enemies a bit better, then you might struggle with some of the more grounded enemies, and it's can kind of pick your poison in a sense.
Also,
sometimes.
that red attack where Fred kind of like cobwebs across the screen, that is like a grab attack, and it does 3 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
Very
oh, this
nice.
is the final boss. We need to up the stakes.
I didn't get enough silk.
But yeah, this fight's
Nice.
really cool. You can just do so much damage if you're playing really well.
Honestly, like setting GMS to like max health and just like wailing on her, it's super fun.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get her in the right-hand corner here because we can do our Silk Spear cancels on a wall, but she can just not block right into
very
especially
difficult
if she
to
blocks
favor.
off half the arena. Alright.
She heard you.
Yeah, we're also doing these dash cancels as often as possible because it's just a really quick way to stack up
Yeah,
damage.
so in phase 2 she can do that red one back to back, and so you just have to be really careful because if you do get snagged by that, it can very much just be a run ender because you're never going to heal on 3 health really. I've seen many a run die to that exact attack.
Can you be dead already?
Ugh.
She's
I
like
know, that's
she's like
like
5
Don't take
minutes.
your own
There we go.
go.
So So time will be coming up for Jamie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll call it.
What RTA are we at?
Oh, I can make that. That's actually fine.
And we see our HUD getting super cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, we're
the
getting
ominous.
powered up.
Yeah.
It's great.
Hell yeah.
There
It's
is actually a
literally
glitch
good
that
for
allows
that.
you to take this crest outside of it.
Yeah.
It's really complicated to set up, but it is completely impractical, but it's cool
time.
that it exists.
Nice.
103.42.
Oh,
That's
easy.
really good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, with
with
2 deaths.
2 deaths.
Yeah.
I think I'm about 4 minutes out, give or take.
Yeah,
5 minutes
4
off,
or
yeah.
5.
I should be able to make estimate. That's what I'm hoping for.
That's the real race.
That's
Just don't
the
die
real
to
race.
Lace 2.
I won't. I practiced her so much.
We managed to hit estimate in the E33 run by like 1
minute.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a lot
You
closer
had
than
like
I kind of
20 minutes left, and you're saying like this is like the final hard boss or whatever for I won't say the name in case you haven't played E33, but there's 15 minutes.
Yeah,
left.
there's still like 15, 20 minutes of just like basically
John
walking
skill.
until the final boss.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
So
no, that
normal
was
things
a
have
really good run. If you're a fan of E33 or want to see an E33 speedrun, yeah, that was a really great race.
It would help if I equipped the right picto at the end, which is what made me lose that race. Anyway, here's Lace 2. So yeah, kind of wanting to not necessarily knock her into the steam just because it can be more...
Never dash away.
Trying to not get hit by slashes either.
Good heal.
Nice here.
Lace does kind of like read your inputs to a degree as well, and like will try to do certain attacks in
The
response.
quad? Does she know what a mix-up is?
Yeah, you keep going back to the well and you hit him with all reliable. She's a fighting game player.
That's
Oh, that's bad.
That's actually optimal.
Yeah, it was. It was RNG.
Yeah. Death abuse. Well, hopefully not.
Deathless abuse.
True. Yeah, so like what was kind of happening.
Very
Nice.
Like what was kind of happening earlier, where it's like dashing away from a certain attack will then make her do a lunge, which then will catch you instead. Or like if you try to hit her parry and then jump, she'll then instead teleport into the air and then do like a downward slash to try to catch you in that jump. She can be very tricky when she's trying to very specifically counter what you are exactly doing.
Yeah. My understanding is that there's kind of a prediction,
Yeah.
a horizontal movement prediction mechanism that most flying enemies use, and that I think specifically Lace uses for detecting where Hornet is. So instead of looking where Hornet is currently, it'll look where she's going when the attack will come out.
If we want to talk game design terms, the way that they do that is they basically have a hitbox that looks like a bubble around the flying enemies, and then if Hornet's within that, it's more complicated than
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
But like they have an outer bubble and an inner bubble, and if you're in the outer bubble, they'll try and like move towards you, and if you're in the inner bubble, they'll try and move away from you, and it's way more complicated than that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Team Cherry are very smart with their enemy AI, and I'm not. So
Yeah.
I have a very specific brainworm that when I'm
one?
in GMS, when I'm in the GMS fight, I like to backflip when there's like
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
there's
it's lovely.
the little like downtime bits, and I just every time I do that, I hear the. Has anyone seen the monkey flip gif?
Yeah.
That song.
As you're doing this ascent, do we have time for a couple more last mentions?
Absolutely.
We have $50 from Dragon Nix with no
You're
comment.
next.
Hi, Nick.
That one I'm not going to get mixed up with anyone else. Shout outs to Nyx. They are one of the original Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss speedrunners.
Also a very talented emote artist.
We also have $25 from Ticker with no comment. Thank you both so very much.
Also a Silksong and Hollow Knight speedrunner has not run Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. Also a Simpsons Hidden Run speedrunner, I believe.
Yeah, just looking at the end time, it's very silly because the actual time that you spend fighting GMS isn't counted towards your end time. So it's just lower.
Oh, that makes sense.
Even though it's like a weird mix of RTA and loadless, because it doesn't count menus.
Did they fix the minutes, seconds?
Hit
They
the
did.
backflip.
They did. That was fixed in Hollow Knight.
That's
where-
so sad. That was such a funny.
Where you could get like 10 second skills run.
Yeah, if your minutes was a 0, or if your minutes was a 0, so that was like an hour, 0 minutes, and 1 second, it would just say 1 second. It's very silly. We do not trust the in-game timer for anything.
Oh my.
Nice pogo iframes.
I didn't know if that was gonna work.
This is solid. I'm not going to speak too soon.
It's being so mean with these buttons.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, you got
Abuse of the pogo
some
iframe.
iframe. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
With the horizontal needles, it's relatively alright to go for because it just kind of
Oh, I moved them up.
it corresponds with when you hit the attack, actually hit the attack, and because you're moving down, you have a little bit of leniency there.
She's got to be getting close.
It's got to be close, yeah. But then whenever you think that, you start playing reckless,
Yeah.
and then you die, and she has like 1 hit left.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
hit her in that.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, got 10 seconds left.
This no.
I'm gonna be like 2 seconds over. That's crazy. It's
Ban for life.
more than 2 seconds.
Ban
Like
for
10
life, I'm
seconds.
afraid.
Yo!
But yeah, I guess we might as well use this final cutscene bit to just say thank you for having us, and extremely well
And
played
time.
by our runners.
Nice.
Lovely.
Oh,
Wait.
wait.
Let's go.
I definitely didn't hit it at
Oh,
109.
Wrong.
Hell yeah, correction.
It was like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Rigged.
Excellent. Steel Soul mode.
Still
Let's go. Run it back.
Were you
Right
getting
now.
achievement pop-ups during the run?
No, I wasn't.
No.
Oh, they've
sadly.
disabled
It's
them.
Yeah.
because
So
I've already
sad.
run this with an
Didn't-
ASR.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
Wow.
well, that was Silksong.
Yeah.
That was Silksong.
Yeah, thanks
Right.
for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us on the couch as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, thank you.
was very
and
fun.
yeah, go run Silksong. If not, go play Silksong casually. If
It's a
not,
great
Play
game.
Hollow Knight.
that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say thank you very much for having me. This is my first ASM and my first in-person marathon. I want to say thank you to my lovely wife, May, for commentating and for being so accommodating in general through every all of the fun practice that we had. And yeah, I say massive thank you to the Hollow Knight speedrunning community. It's been an absolute blast the last 7 years, and I can confidently say that I would not be anywhere near as confident or as happy as I am today without everyone participating. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye.
I don't really have much to add. I'm here every year. But I'm really happy to have Jamie here.
Thank you, bye.
I couldn't imagine doing a race
Yeah.
with anyone but Jamie.
Yeah.
She's so incredible.
All the
not.
people you race.
Silksong, you don't run this game.
Okay. That's not what I heard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'll find Stan.
All right.
Oh,
Perfect.
thank you.
everyone.
Right. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Vi and Jamie, for that fantastic run. Up next, we will have Windswept by JPI Cone. Stick around.
Hello everybody and welcome to ASM. We are ready for our next run. We have windswept by JP Icone. Let's go!